Hi everyone, welcome to Learn Tamil with Jackson. In this video, we're gonna learn some emotions about the facial expressions through English to Tamil. So I'm gonna write some facial expressions. So let's learn from English to Tamil. Um, let's go to sad, sad. So in Tamil, we say it as uh, sogam. It's the expression of being sad, of being dull. We call it as sogam in Tamil. Um, let's look for some one more examples. So when we say cry, and we say it in Tamil, aluvadu. That means alu. So this alu defines the word cry. And look for one more emotions. Let's look for some one more emotions like happy. So this word happy defines in Tamil is sandosam. So you have to pronounce this as sandosam. So sandosam defines happy in Tamil. And look for some one more example. Angry. So the emotion called angry defines in Tamil. We have to pronounce this as koba. So this koba defines angry in English. So this angry defines as koba in Tamil. So you have to pronounce this as ko bum. Kobam. So kobam means angry in Tamil. Well, these are all the facial expressions from Tamil to English. So these are all the facial emotions of peoples. So sad represents sogam, and a cry, you means the crying, represents alu, aluvadu. Aluvadu means the way of doing, they are crying. Alu, and happy represents sandosham, santhosam, sandosham. So the santosham represents happy, and this angry represents kobam. Kobam. So kobam, you have to pronounce this as kobam, and represents angry. Well, if you're angry, you have to pronounce this as kobam in Tamil. Sad. So the way of being sad is you have to pronounce this as sogam. S-O, so G-A-M. Gum. Sogam. So these are all the facial emotions in Tamil from English to Tamil. So now we are going to see the actions from English to Tamil. So let's look into that. The way of actions. So actions from English to Tamil. So I'll teach you how to pronounce it. The way of actions. Kick. Udai. So kick represents Udai, and another one pull, ilu, the way of being pushed is represented as thallu. So thallu represents push in English. And the way of lift, lift. So the way of lifting is tuku. So this tuku represents lift in English. And the way of walk, nada, and walk represents nada in Tamil, and run. The action of running represents odu, and odu represents run in English, and we have to pronounce this as odu. Odu means run in English. And one more examples. Clap. The action of being clap. So you have to pronounce this as kai. Kai tattu. So kai tattu means clapping in English. And punch. Kuttu. So this kuttu means the action of punch. Not to punch someone or punch something, and it represents kuttu in Tamil. And look for one more examples. An example is called dance, adu. So this adu represents dance in English, and this dance represents adu in Tamil. So let's begin with the first one. So the kick, the way of kicking someone with your legs. So this kick represents udai, udai in Tamil. If you say udai, it means kick in English. And pull, if you have to pull something with your hand, and this represents ilu, I-L-L-U, ilu. So this ilu means pull in English and ilu in Tamil. I'll look for some one more examples. And push, when you push someone with your hand, and this push represents thallu, T-H-A-L-L-U, thallu in Tamil. And lift, L-A-F-T, when you lift something up with your hand, and this lift represents tuku, T-H-O-O-K-U, tuku. Tuku means when you lift something or someone up with your hand, and that represents T-H-O-O-K-U, tuku. So this tuku represents lift, and this walk, when you're walking along the streets or when you're walking somewhere, and that represents nada. So if you say someone nada, that means you're saying them, so you're telling them to walk. So this nada represents walk, W-A-L-K, N-A-D-A, nada. And run. When you run to the office or when you run to the school because you're out of time, that represents wodu. You have to pronounce this as wodu. Wodu. So this wodu represents run in English and wodu in Tamil. And clapping, the way of clapping. When you clap for someone, and that represents kai. So this kai represents the hand. And tatu, T-H-A-T-T-U. Tatu represents the way of doing action. That means you're clapping your hands. So the clapping represents kai tatu. So the kai represents your hand, and tatu represents, T-H-A-T-T-U represents the way of doing action. You mean the clapping. So kai tatu represents clap your hands. So clap your hands, we most commonly say kai tatu. Not only tatu, but we also include this kai to this tatu. So when these two letters forms the clap. The way of punching, when you punch someone with your hand and when you punch someone with your knuckle, that represents kutu, K-U-T-H-U, kutu. So you have to pronounce this as kutu. So when you kutu someone, that represents you're punching someone, kutu. So if you are telling kutu, if you're telling to someone kutu, avana kutu, ivana kutu, that represents you are telling them to punch someone. So this punch represents kutu. And when you dance in front of thousands of people, that represents adu. You have to pronounce this as adu. Adu. A-A-D-U. So double A. Adu. So this adu represents dance. Dance in English and adu in Tamil. Kick. You're kicking someone with your legs. Udai. Udai. Kick. Pull. You're pulling something. Ilu. Ilu. I-L-L-U. Ilu. That means you're pulling something up with your hand. That means ilu. And the first third one is push. You're pushing something up with your hand. That means tallu. T-H-A-L-L-U. Tallu. That means you're pushing something down. That represents T-H-A-L-L-U. Tallu. And lift. When you want to lift something, you have to say tuku. T-H-O-O-K-U. Tuku. Tuku. So this tuku represents you're lifting something. Lift. So if you want to say lift, if you want to say someone to lift that and lift this one and lift this one, you have to say like tuku. If you say tuku to someone, you're telling them to lift something up. Okay. So walk. If you want to see someone to walk, you have to say nada. Come on, nada. So if you say nada, it represents walk. N-A-D-A, nada. Nada represents walk. And run. You're running so fast. That represents wodu. So this wodu represents run in English and wodu in Tamil. And another action is clap. You're clapping for someone or something. That represents kai tatu. Kai tatu. Kai represents your hand. And this tatu, T-H-A-T-T-U. Tatu represents the way of action, you're clapping. So kai tatu means clap your hands. Clap your hands, kai. So kai represents hand. And tatu represents the way of doing action. They are clapping. So kaitatu represents clap. And punch, punch, punch represents kuttu, kuthu, kuttu. So if you punch someone, if you tell someone to punch them, so you have to say kuttu, kuthu, kuttu. So you have to pronounce this as kuttu. And dance, when you dance in front of thousands of people on the stage, that represents adu, adu. So this adu represents dance in Tamil. So today we have seen some facial emotions and actions from English to Tamil. So tomorrow we are going to see some animals and bats name from English to Tamil. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel. Until then, we'll see you in the next video with animals and bats name from English to Tamil. Until then, take care. Bye.